Up next here, Homeland Security Secretary Janet Napolitano says she's ordered only passive surveillance to stop the spread of swine flu from Mexico. And President Obama says this outbreak is not a cause for alarm. We'll examine what this administration has done and has not done about this outbreak in Mexico. U.S. officials tonight warning Americans against non-essential travel to Mexico, but Homeland Security Secretary Napolitano said closing our border with Mexico is not the answer. Instead, officials at border crossings, seaports, and airports have been ordered to be on the alert for people coming here who appear to be sick. Casey Wyan has our report from our southern border with Mexico.
The San Ysidro port of entry south of San Diego is the world's busiest land border crossing, and it was every bit of that Monday, despite the rapidly spreading swine flu virus that originated in Mexico. Customs and Border Protection says traffic remains normal at about 150,000 people per day.
You would close the border if you thought you could contain disease, the spread of disease, but the disease already is in a number of states within the United States, so the containment issue doesn't really play out. And this particular flu, you can actually have it for a couple of days before you show any symptoms.
Napolitano says CBP agents are screening border crossers. Those who appear sick are directed to a secondary inspection area where they are interviewed by trained agents or medical personnel and potentially denied entry. But that's not enough, says Congressman Duncan Hunter, who represents San Diego. He wants the Obama administration to consider restricting cross-border traffic and prepare a plan to close the border. In a statement, Hunter said, given the San Diego community's close proximity to the border and the fact that nearly 340,000 people enter the U.S. through Southern California's ports of entry every day, the necessary precautions must be taken to ensure this virus does not spread any more than it might already have. Homeland Security Secretary Napolitano, who has recently spoken of the need to balance border security with commerce, says appropriate cautions have been taken.
There's no single action that will control an outbreak, but the combined actions that we are proposing and that are being undertaken around the country will help to stem the tide of any infectious disease outbreak, and this one in particular.
And given the fact that hundreds of thousands of people cross the nation's southern border illegally each year, the effectiveness of closing the legal ports of entry would be limited. Customs and Border Protection says so far it has not uncovered a single case of swine flu among anyone crossing the Mexican border in California. One individual in Calexico was hospitalized, but that case turned out not to be swine flu, Lou.
All right. Let's hope that record holds up. Thank you very much, Casey.
Absolutely.
Casey Wyan reporting.